We are now 3 projects with Loki into Marvel Studios and Disney's experiment that was pushing the MCU into the TV format. With the 4th, 5th, and 6th projects expected to release in the next 6 to 8 months, it doesn't look like there is any signs of slowing things down. So recently, Loki's director, Kate Herron, talked about the approach of creating Loki and the biggest challenges of how they approach the series as a whole. So quite clearly, the 3 shows we've had so far are all distinctly different. Different feel, different look, different vibe, different leads, different structures. Like, just about everything is different between the 3 shows. And I don't think there's much of that whole, you can really say that these are the same projects. You know, many times, especially early on, the big criticism Marvel Studios had was everything is the same. And now they continue to change it so rapidly and so frequently that you don't really have time to settle into one normal because the next project is something completely different. So when it came to Disney greenlighting Loki and how they approached it, she said, and I mean Kate Herron, the person that directed Loki, that when they came to this concept that Disney was pretty much open to any idea that they could toss out there and what they were looking at for scripts, and they wanted something that has not been done before in the MCU, but not just the MCU itself. Then they went a little further and said, no, we want something that hasn't been done before in the context of our world, meaning, you know, the comic books come to live action and do things differently, to go and subvert expectations, to go in different directions, to build up different characters. And she talks about the approach that they took with this and approaching these different directions and time periods in the MCU from different angles and having multiple Lokis and going to locations that maybe you never thought we would go to. And one thing she says that one of the biggest challenges in this was the fact that they had everything open to them. You could do anything you wanted, but obviously they would have to restrict themselves because there's a story to tell and you only have X amount of hours, so you gotta contain it into that. But the sense I get from all these interviews that they've been talking about and the challenges of creating the show isn't so much that they were worried about the show not working. It's that they were worried about going too far out of what they're trying to put up on screen and what they're trying to do with the characters, where it backfires because they're stroking their own egos. And I think so far most people will agree. I don't think we have to worry about, anything like that down the road, because they seem to have nailed a format. Despite what some people were worried about the MCU falling apart due to the way they approach writing and directing and showrunners, I think so far it's 3 for 3 that it's worked.